right college in Canada is a big decision, an important investment in students' future. Nipissing University constantly enhances the quality of the learning experience through international opportunities for its students and graduates. Nipissing University, together with MSM, is happy to have you all here for an hour or 45 minutes ultimate knowledge-oriented session to help you boost your student recruitment practices and also for the future students to know about Nipissing University, the program structures, what happens after you complete your program in Nipissing University in Ontario, Canada. Nipissing University works closely and carefully with selected and approved group of agent partners to achieve its goals, and also students. We have a very highly structured entry requirements also. Also, if you are having any questions, and please don't hesitate to drop it in the question section in the control panel. I know everyone's interested to learn more about Nipissing University, its program offerings, its state-of-art facilities on campus, and of course, its welcoming local community. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Laura, Manage International Marketing and Recruitment at NU. Laura?
Thank you, Riz. I'm really happy to be here this evening, my morning here in Ontario, in North Bay. Happy to share all the beautiful things that I have to tell you about our university, about our city, and to be able to work with your team and all the agents and students that hopefully are going to join us in the near future. So Amandip, are you going to share your screen, please? So as you all know, we are, our university is located in the city of North Bay. North Bay is a small but vibrant city located in Northern Ontario. And Northern Ontario, as you know, is also part of the immigration pilot program. But our city is, and that's the picture that you can see at the center of the slide. This is actually at the top. This is our campus. Our campus is at the top of the city, and this is Lake Nipissing. Our university is named after the lake, but not only that, after our First Nation group, that is the First Nation of Nipissing. So that is why we were named in that way. We have a small city, but we are surrounded by nature, and we have a lot of lakes, a lot of forests that in any season, because we have the 4 seasons really marked, in any season you can enjoy the outdoors. Doesn't matter if it's winter or it is spring or summer. You have always a lot of activities to enjoy, but also you have all the amenities and all the advantages of living in a big city. And another important thing that I would like to share this morning is that we are strategic located between one of the 2 biggest cities in Ontario. The first one is Toronto. We are 3 hours and a half driving from Toronto, driving north, and the same thing with Ottawa, which is actually our capital, close to 4 hours from that big city. So our facilities and our campus, as you see on that picture, is at the top, and it's a beautiful campus that has all the amenities, all the labs, all the classrooms located at the top of the mountain. And we have their beautiful facilities that allow the students to have a great experience, not only with peers and professors, but also doing outdoor activities and cultural activities. We have a beautiful brand new library, which is at the bottom of that slide. And right now the students are waiting to finally open the doors of their new student building. The Nipissing University student organization, they just built a brand new, beautiful facility that is gonna allow them to gather. They will have a pub, they will have a restaurant, they will have rooms just to do meetings, gatherings, or even just study groups. But they are just waiting to open that building, and hopefully it's going to be in the near future. And also they have a lot of sport facilities. And again, that picture was about the soccer field. And student life is important. We really care about this. So we have their clubs for the students to join. If they like hiking, they can join that club. If they like just do cultural activities, they can do and join the clubs with indigenous initiatives and many things. And of course, if they want to go more competitive, they can join one of our varsity teams. We have many varsity teams, as you can see there: basketball, soccer, of course, hockey, and also Nordic skiing, American football. You can name it. Many opportunities in the varsity teams. And of course, we are in Northern Ontario. Winter is always a season that we have learned to enjoy. So they can also do a lot of activities like snowshoeing, Nordic skiing. The city has a beautiful ski hill where the students can also go and learn to do snowboarding, or learn skiing, or just go to the hockey teams and the hockey games in our facilities or in the city arena. The other facility that is important to us, and it's a big part of what we do at our university, is our residents. And we are really proud to say that we are #1 in Canada, the McLean survey. And we have been in that position for many years right now. And this is important to share, because our facilities that are actually apartment style, you can see that there are 4 private bedrooms, and then the students are going to share the kitchen, the hallway, and the common areas. But every single student has their own private room with a bed and a desk where they can just be quiet and study. And then in that facilities, they also have the opportunity to join all the activities that are scheduled every intake for the students to join. For example, that this year, even though we were under COVID, we have close to 800 students that were living in residence, and they were doing activities like online all the time: movies, yoga online, Zumba classes, you name it. So this is important for us, because this is part of the support that we give to our students. So having said that, I also would like to share that we are also ranked #1 in Canada when it comes to student support. We really care about the success of our students. That is a mix of good and important support. That means that it's not only the academic support that they are going to receive, it is also about telling them about the cultural support that we can bring. How can they engage with the community, not only Nipissing community, Nipissing University community, but also North Bay community, with all the clubs, all the things that we have in town for them to enjoy. And also personal services. We have our healthcare, and this is really important, is on campus. we have there a doctor, and then we have nurses. So every time that the student thinks that they need some care in that sense, they can just even go there and make the appointment and get that. We have a student consulate and intervention support, and of course, mental health support. We are actually right now hiring 2 more people on that department to give support to the students, especially under the circumstances that we are facing now with COVID. But we hope that that is going to be something that is we are going to go through soon. And international initiatives. International initiatives is also important because there the students will have opportunities if they want to do a semester abroad with one of our partners overseas. They can do that. They can, if they want to do an internship in another country, or just to have the experience of improving their global skills, joining one of the faculty-led trips that we have to different countries, which we have some partners that give us support in that sense. So student support is important, and this is important especially for the students and their parents to know that we really have a team behind helping the students with every single thing that they need when they are part of our Nipissing community. And then because of that, we have something that we call the Nipissing University Promise. And this is something that leads us to provide success for our students. That means that if the student is not allowed or hasn't been able to find a job when they finish, they will come back to us and study another year to improve some of their skills that they need that will enhance their possibilities to find a job. Sometimes this promise fights a little bit with the work permit with the students because they are under a different status. So this is a little bit tricky for international students, but I wanted to mention because the opportunity is there. In terms of the scholarships, I want to share that right now, at this moment, we don't have a dedicated international student scholarship, but we have something that we call entrance scholarships. And these are scholarships that are for any student that want to come to us. And these scholarships, as you can see on that chart, goes are related with the students that are just finishing high school and the students that have good grades. So if the student has a grade between an 80 and 84%, he will get 1,500. If the student has something between 85% and 89%, he will get the 2,500. And if the student has 90 and plus, that means that they want to get the free domestic tuition. And that means that it's close to the, when we are talking about the domestic tuition, we are talking about maybe $8,000. So that is important. And that is an important amount for them. And it's going to help them, I'm absolutely sure, with many things. So that is something that is, to me, that is attractive. And the important thing with this is that the student keeps having good grades and good GPA. They can still getting some scholarships and some financial support. We also have another, let's say, award, and this is especially with our Scholik School of Education. I wanted to share something important that before becoming Nipissing University, because if you see, we are a young university. We were born as a university in 1992, but before that, we were the School of Education of Ontario. And in that sense, we have more than 100 years working just with all what is education related. We have many students from all over Ontario and all over Canada coming to us to become elementary teachers or junior and senior professors in high school. So that school specifically is really strong in our university. And that school has what is called the scholarship. And this is $7,000 a year per students. And we have close to 100 of those awards every year. But those awards are dedicated only for the students that are on that school, doing either like the Bachelor of Education, the consecutive program, or the physical and education program. And there are another funding options, and especially these one are related with our federal government and also with the community. And many of them are on the school of our School of Graduate Studies. So that's why even when you apply for one of these programs, you need to do it in advance, because if you fulfill all the requirements, you can even get one of these funds. That is also, they are also related with research. So that is an important funding that we have. But this one is really mostly related to graduate studies. And this chart is about how much do you need to come to us and study. So as you can see there are two options there. One is living off campus, and the other one is living with us in our residence. So tuition is close to 19,325, and then ancillary fees is, let's say, is close to 2,000. That means that between tuition and ancillary fees, it will be close to 21,500. And then the residents, and that the price for residents, important to know that this is academic year. This is not the year, whole year round. It's only the academic year. That means that it will come from late August to maybe early May. And this is an approx of what you will need in terms of food, books, supplies, and personal expenses. That is close to 3,000, 32,033 on average. And we have close to, as you can see there, we have close to 30 undergrad programs. And it is important to know that we are a social science university. We do not have engineering program. The closest thing that we have to engineering program are our computer science and our brand new data science program. We are really happy to know that we are starting with this program this fall. And I think it's gonna be really important because North Bay is an IT community. We have close to 120 different IT companies here that are really waiting and eager to work with our graduates. So we have anything from anthropology to social work, and we have anything in between, like biology is another important program, business. We have a school of environmental studies that is really strong, where you can find different options like environmental and geography, biology and technology. And also that school have master degrees in environmental studies too. And of course, our business school is strong there. We have there the Bachelor of Business Administration and Commerce and Economics. And another school that is really strong is our nursing school. We are one of the few universities that are still accepting international students in our nursing school. And that program actually is now working to create more options, especially for international students. But right now, we have the nursing program, our Bachelor of Nursing, and is open, as I said before. to international students. And our social work program that is also getting stronger every day. And of course, we have graduate programs and something that we call our post-baccalaureate business program. And the post-baccalaureate business program are 2-year diplomas and certificates that are for those students that already have a degree in anything but business and want to come to us and learn something business related. So we have diplomas in business administration, finance, human resources, international business, marketing, and certificates in human resource manager and general manager. And when it comes to our graduate programs, we have close to 6 programs. We have math, we have history, sociology, environmental studies, kinesiology, that is a really popular program. And of course, because we are strong in education, we have a Master of Education and a PhD in Education. But I wanted to stress now the point that these 2 options, the last 2 options that I just mentioned, are online programs. So what that is mean? That means that these programs were designed to be online. It's not because of COVID, they are online. So these students, this deliberate wave of those programs conflict with the postgraduate work permit. If the students still wanna do the program, they are more than welcome, but they need to know that they won't get the postgraduate work permit because those studies are online. So that's the case with our Master of Education and our PhD in Education. And continue talking about our School of Education, we also have what we call concurrent programs and consecutive programs that are actually something. When we talk about the concurrent program, and you can see in the next slide, the concurrent program is when our students want to come to us and do a program, but they want to become a teacher. So that means that instead of 4 years, they will need to do 6 years. So they are going to do a program, let's say biology, 4 years. And after that, they are going to take 2 years in our School of Education. So when they finalize, they are teachers or professors. So if you want to start from scratch, you do the concurrent program. And if you already have a career, if you already have a degree, let's say in math or chemistry, biology, music, and you want to come to us, become a teacher, and have the opportunity to teach in Ontario, you do what we call the consecutive program. And these are 2 years. And I think that this might be something that will attract international students that are already internationally educated, because they will be studying 2 years. And after that, they will have the opportunity for the postgraduate work permit with us, the 3 years postgraduate work permit. And another important information that I wanted to share today is also that if you have students that are coming for international baccalaureate institutions, they will get close to 30 credits recognized. And when you talk about 30 credits, this is the equivalence of 1 year of studies. So that means that these students, instead of doing the 4 years, that is the normal length of our programs, they will be only doing 3 years with us. So I think that is really attractive. And those students also will get the English proficiency test lifted. So they don't need to do the English proficiency test with us. And now that I'm talking about the English proficiency test, we recently approved a modification in our policy. So now the students need, when it comes to IELTS, they need an overall IELTS of 6.5 with no bands less than 6. This is what we are asking in terms of IELTS, and this is for undergrads, with the exception of the Bachelor of Education in our nursing program. For those two programs, the students will need IELTS 7, no band less than 6.5. And for graduate studies, the IELTS will be 6.5, no band less than 6.5. That is our policy when it comes to English proficiency test. And when it comes to admissions, that you have to submit the application to our partners and representatives in Sri Lanka and in India and the subcontinent. So I'm more than happy and looking forward to get many of those students coming to us and to work with you and give all the opportunities and to your students that I think Norbay has a lot to offer. And again, we are here really happy to share what we have and the opportunities that not only us, but the community will bring to the students. I mentioned at the beginning that we have the Northern and Rural Immigration Pilot Program. We are part of that program, and actually it is just starting this year in our community. And I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it comes to attract more immigrants to our community. And there are two ways of doing that. And one of those is through studies, and the other one is through work. But when it comes to study, it means that if you finish a program in our university that is 2 years or more, and then after that, after you finish, and within the next 18 months, you have the opportunity of finding a job in your field of education, you will be invited to apply for the permanent residency. So you are eligible to get the postgraduate permit, of course, the 3 years, but you are also eligible in a faster way to apply for the permanent residency. And I'm more than welcome to answer some questions if you have something for me.
Right, you're on mute.
Raise your on mute, and thank you, Lara, for giving such an informative session to all the viewers. And over to you, Rais. You can just take over.
Thank you so much, Laura, for giving us all the useful information. Yes, you have about 7-8 questions to you. Can I apply without IELTS if I have a A+ grade for English advanced level? Can you exempt
right now,
IELTS? That is what they mean.
We accept not only IELTS, we accept TOEFL, we accept Cambridge, we accept CAL, which is the online version. We have different options, but the MOI is not an option.
Okay. Panthi, how long will it take to get an offer letter? Is NU open for September intake?
Race, we are looking, I mean, we do have the September intake and we can get an offer letter within a week's time. It's usually sooner than that, but we do give our agents the time of a week around, depending on how the documentation and everything we receive from the students or the agents.
Okay, great. Can we apply with pending IELTS?
Yes.
Right. So
yes,
basically,
but we will need to see the appointment. You need to provide the appointment for the test.
Okay, so with an appointment, once they get an appointment with the British Council, they can attach the document with the application form, and then we can get that sorted, right? What about, I think Hashi from Campus Direct has another question. What about the application deadlines? I think Pankti, you answered that question. We can still accept applications for September intake, depending on how the documentations are, correct?
Yes, it usually does not take more than a week for the offer letters to come in, and our deadlines are till July 10th. So we can still accept applications for September. However, it again is on case-to-case basis, and it also depends from agents. It also depends on what the profile is for the case. So depending on how the situation is, we shall be able to revert with the offer letters in less than a week's time.
Great, that's good news for all the agents. I mean, we can apply for September intake. And then Jinendra has a question. Could the Sri Lankan students join the education, undergraduate or postgraduate programs? Is there a difference between education and teaching? Could the education program allow students to become teachers in Canada? So Laura, if they do the master's or undergraduate in education, does it allow them to become a teacher in Canada?
The program that allows them to become a teacher in Canada is the consecutive program that I mentioned before. These are 2 years, it's a 2-year program. If they already have the credential, a degree, and then they come to us 2 years, they will be able to teach. The Master of Education that don't allow them to do that. They need to do the consecutive program.
Right, okay. What about the GMAT requirement?
We don't have a GMAT requirement.
Right, okay, GMAT is for American universities. Okay, do we need the math for grade 12 for all the programs?
Not for all of the programs. For our BSc programs, we will require maths, and for the other programs, we don't.
Right, okay, so that question has been answered. In Sri Lanka, we also don't have A-levels percentages. How would that calculation happen? Okay, good question. Laura and Pankti, now in Sri Lanka, when you do A-levels, unlike IGSC, London, Cambridge, or Edexcel examinations, when you get an A for Edexcel examination, so with the grade, you have the mark, like 85, 89, but in Sri Lanka, India, when you do CBSC, they give a mark as well. But in Sri Lanka, they don't give the mark. So A is 75 and above, B is 65 and 75, C is 50 and above. So how can we get that equation into consideration? A student could get an A with 98 marks. A student could get an A with 76 marks as well.
So Race, and just correct me if I'm wrong, what you're trying to understand is in regards to the A levels, since it's very different to how it works from Sri Lanka and India, wherein the the A level would be equivalent to a 75 mark in English or 80 mark in English. How do we calculate that for the IELTS? Is that what the answer is? Is that what the question is? Sorry.
Yeah, that is a part of a question.
Okay, so basically, I think what we do is we take an equivalent or we aggregate all of the marks and then calculate it ourselves to understand what that particular A would stand for in requirement to the English that we have for our program matrix.
Yeah, okay. Okay. That's good.
So we actually do the assessment once we receive the academic documents. And let's say if there is an English mark sheet or a 12 score mark sheet, which may be different, every mark sheet does have the descriptions of what that particular A stands to, exactly how many marks. We do the calculations ourselves, and then we get to the percentage of what that A would stand for. And then we see to it with the pre-assessment programs that we have for Nipissing. So that's
right. Okay. What about the backlogs? Let's say someone who has done advanced level in 2012 and then that did not have the finances in order for him to join a program back then, and then now he gets the finance, and then he has a gap of 8 years with work experience for the past 7 or 8 years. How would that work?
Just to answer this, we do accept backlogs, but with the gap also needs to be justified, which means that we need correct correct information in regards to what the gap is, why the gap is, and depending on, again, case to case basis. So this also means that how good the student is, or how good he was in his academics, and how good his profile also is. We understand the financial situation could be one of the ease wherein the student did not do it earlier and maybe now he has the finances to do it now. But we also need to see the academics. We also need to see the gap, and the gap has to be justified for him to enter with NU.
Great, fantastic. And then one last question. Do you have co-programs?
No, we don't.
Right, okay, straight answer. That's a good one. Right, okay. I mean, we have answered all the questions. Right, thank you so much, Laura, for your valuable time and then giving us all the information for all the Sri Lankan agents. I hope everybody got everything you all wanted to hear from Laura. And also, if you have any more questions, you can email me or you can write to me, Pankti, Amandeep, or Laura. We have given all our contact details. And then after the event, you will get an email as well with all the contact details so that you can directly contact anyone in terms of Nipissing University's programs or program metrics or fee structures and everything. And also, thank you all the agents for taking your time in this tough situation in Sri Lanka. So we were under lockdown till yesterday. Today only they opened up. People are going to offices, and then today, it's 6 o'clock in Sri Lanka as well. Everybody first day at work after a very, very long time, probably for everyone. Thank you so much for taking your time, even after work, to attend this event. Thank you, Pankti.
Yes.
Anything
Yes, right. So I would just want to intervene and add that at the end of the presentation, we shall be emailing you, as Rais already mentioned. We'll also send you the question answers on all of the FAQs that have been answered. We will be sharing that with the email as well, just for your understanding. And along with that, all of the necessary documents that one would require for admission criteria with Nipissing University. So we shall be doing that from our end. And we, again, thank you so very much, which is all of the Sri Lankan agents, to be a part of the webinar. And we, of course, thank Laura to give her gracious presence early morning. We understand the time difference. So thank you so much again, Laura, for being a part of the session. And we look forward to having some great numbers ahead.
Thank you to all of you to make this possible. And it is always a pleasure to share what we are doing, what our goals are. And hopefully really soon, sooner than we think, we're going to be meeting in person and giving more information about our opportunities, because what we are doing in Nipissing University, we are trying to grow with our international body of students, and we're trying to provide new and better programs that are attractive to our students to come, and also that are really close to what our community needs. So in that sense, our programs are going to be providing something that is really work related. So I'm really happy, and again, thank you to all of you to make this possible.
Right. Having said that, we are more than welcoming you to this part of the country, this part of the world. I mean, it's full of beautiful beaches, so you will definitely have a very good time, and looking forward to see you soon. Thank you so much, everyone. Hopefully, we'll get some application from all the Sri Lankan agents soon.
Yes, we will, I'm sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, everyone.
Thank you.